Okay, satisfying squeak, kind of like old Dr. Joel Kahn's joints when he gets up out of the chair, most likely. Okay, a lot of you guys ask me, hey, Dr. Baker, where can I find out information on what's on the carnivore diet? Can I eat eggs? Can I eat dairy? Can I drink stevia? Can I do backflips? Can I drink alcohol? Anyway, go to meatrx.com. It's free. Use the FAQ at the website. If you decide you need support, we have the cheapest possible coaching product on the planet. You can get experience. Carnivore's been doing it 6 months, a year, 2 years, 10 years. Myself, whatever, will give you support. So if you have questions, go to meatrx.com. Get that information asked. Okay, success story of the day before we get into the doctor's show and some vegan fan mail, where Dr. Paul Saladino was viciously attacked for daring to say that you could eat a carnivore diet. Anyway, so this initial little testimonial comes from Callan, who is up on our website, meatrx.com. Go to success stories. Again, this is free for everyone. Callan improved his skin, energy, dental health, and muscle tone on a carnivore diet. I'm a 23-year-old and I've tried many diets, even though I have never had any serious health issues. After going carnivore, eating grain-fed beef, kangaroo, eggs, and sardines, I have noticed the following improvements. And he goes on to say, it is easier than ever to build muscle and lose fat simultaneously without tracking how much I eat. For the first time, I must trust my appetite, and there are no issues. In the picture where I look fatter, I was eating paleo, OMAD, and was consuming to gain weight, and was continuing to gain weight, rather. In the picture where I am leaner, I eat carnivore meals as frequently as I feel like. Minor acne has disappeared. My breath no longer smells, and my severe gum inflammation has healed. I have no joint pain, even though I exercise quite recklessly. My knee pain continued eating carnivore until I eliminated dairy, and then my knee healed very rapidly. My energy levels are stable throughout the entire day, and I feel well rested after less sleep. This one is potentially biased, but my hair has become darker and fuller. And this is just a little photo of him. So again, like I've said before, and he comments grain-finished beef, you're going to get better with meat. Just keep that in mind. You know, the argument about grain-finished grass-finished, regenerative, that is an environmental argument. It's not so much of a health argument. I know there's people that disagree with that. Be that it may, the thousands of results I've seen show that they both seem to work equally as well, quite honestly. So I got some vegan fan mail, and it's kind of an interesting one here. And this is from Tyler Wolf, and this came from Facebook, I believe. And it says, Sean Baker, I am a vegan pro wrestler, and I'll break your neck, MFer. You only kill innocent animals because your dick is tiny. I have the money to end you. I'm reporting you to the medical board. Mother effer. Animal killing, scumbag, monster murder. You have the attention of someone who has the money and resources and power to end your bloodline, you tiny dick. And I think the word is idois. Maybe he was trying to spell idiot, but I think he wrote idois, which I think might be French. I'm not sure. Sounds like it could be. Anyway, Tyler Wolf, fan mail. Maybe the guy needs to eat a steak. I'm shaking in my boots, believe me, as I read that. All right, this is, so on to the main topic of this. So Paul Saladino, who I met about 2 years ago, and I introduced him, I would say, pretty fair to say that I introduced him to the carnivore diet. He's obviously gone a little bit off what I sort of say with. He feels that, you have to eat, in many cases, raw meat, and organ meats are essential. I obviously don't agree with that being essential. I think they can be helpful for certain people, and they certainly can be and seem to be. But he gets onto the doctors, and, one of the things is, so Gabrielle Lyon, one of the doctors, and she asked the doctors, could Dr. Baker come on to help me? And they said no. I don't know if Paul asked or whatever, but I mean, for whatever reason, maybe they're reluctant to have me on because maybe they like to portray the carnivore diet and the strong sisters, and great, they have this great story, and good for those guys going on. It's wonderful that they've received their help, but I think maybe they like to portray the carnivore diet in maybe an extreme form. Well, people are eating raw brains and raw kidneys, and no one could possibly do that. So maybe they don't want me on there saying, hey man, just eat steak and eggs. Maybe that's too mainstream in the carnivore. They've got to portray carnivore as completely crazy to put people on there. And so if I come on there and say, hey man, you can just eat ground beef, steak and eggs, and you're going to be fine most likely. Because a lot of people might do that. And a lot of people are not going to want to say, I need to eat the all the organs and the raw meat and stuff like that. So maybe that's why. Maybe it's too doable for people. But anyway, so Paul gets on there, and like most carnivores, remains calm, presents a rational case. They've got some judge who clearly is overweight. I don't know what she's doing on there, but she certainly probably has no business giving nutritional advice because she's probably pre-diabetic, probably has a lot of visceral fat. It's clearly not particularly healthy, most likely. But she goes on screeching like a harpy about what are your qualifications. And I will tell you, like if somebody came to me and I'd say, look, my qualifications regarding the carnivore diet is I'm an expert on that. I've seen and taken care of thousands of people, arguably among more than just about anybody else in the world. There's a few people that have done this like me. So I am an expert in a carnivore diet for sure. I've written a book on that, right? I take care and visit and interact with people every single day. I've done so for years now. So that, regardless of what other nonsense she's spewing. I see no role of that woman on that podcast. And then we've got, and again, I know that I only saw the 5-minute clips because I guess when Paul tried to show the whole show, they shut it down for copyright infringement. So I don't know everything that was said, but it was pretty clear. It was pretty lopsided ganging up. We've got this nutritionist who's sitting there in her white coat. Look at me, appeal to authority. Well, I'm board certified in nutritional medicine, blah, blah, blah. We got the main host, Travis Stork, being all histrionic and stuff like that. It's a calm conversation, guys. Let's sit back there and be scientific about this. Let's say we have, how is science supposed to be practiced? We can talk about, we've got lots of epidemiologic observational studies talking about the benefits of polyphenols, and we can say, well, what's the context with that? What is the context of that? Is it an isolated compound we're giving people? We don't eat isolated compounds. We eat food first of all. So some plants containing polyphenols, which have both negative and positive effects. One of the negative effects is it impedes the absorption of essential things like essential fats, essential amino acids. Polyphenols actually inhibit the absorption of that. Now, the benefits they have likely, as Paul and I and many of others have pointed out, is likely through a hormetic effect. A hormetic effect means it's a low-dose toxin which stimulates an endogenous upregulation of things like antioxidants and some other endogenous detoxification pathways. You don't need the plants to get that. You can get it through exercise. You can get it through fasting. You can get it through sauna. There's a lot of ways you can get it through. So it's not that they're essentials you have to have. In fact, there's no such thing as an essential phytonutrient. Again, the essential foods for human existence and thriving are essential amino acids, essential fats, vitamins, and minerals, all of which can be gained through animal products. Now, it's not to say that some plant products for some people in some situations cannot be beneficial because they tend to be. But again, that's typically in the context of bringing people from a standard American diet to maybe a less refined diet. A diet that includes less ultra-processed junk food and includes more whole foods. Certainly, I don't think I would or anyone would disagree with that argument. But to then say that these plants are essential for survival and everybody that doesn't eat them, particularly when we're looking at people in a meat-based or mostly meat-based diet, is somehow going to be deficient or have problems long-term. We just can't make that decision. We just cannot make that statement because we don't have the science to prove that one way or the other. And that's the point. And I've made this on many videos. The point is we do not have data, nor will we ever have data that shows us what we can eat to make us live a long time, what we can eat to make us not get a particular disease 20 or 30 years down the road. And if we're open and honest enough to say that we just don't understand or that we don't have the data that is going to allow us to make that conclusion, then we can have an honest conversation. And then we can do what I suggest. We take people that are sick and make them not sick. And if we just do that, if we just take people that are sick and make them not sick, we have won tremendously, right? So all this fear-mongering and this, you're going to get cancer in 20 years, that these people that are appealing to authority and their Walter Willett bullshit, that's not helping people. It's not helping people that are sick today and telling them Oh, you were going to live, 50 years more and not get cancer if you do this diet. However, you're going to remain sick and miserable. Most people don't want that. Most people want to feel better. Most people go to the physician in hopes of no longer being in pain or suffering and depressed or whatever. And what we give them is a platitude about, eat more or eat less, move more, eat whole grains, take some pills. And when that doesn't work, what do we tell them? Well, just do it harder, double down, triple down, and it still doesn't work. And you still have the same situation. So if we have a situation, I don't care if it's 1% of the population, 10% of the population, 50% of the population, or 90% of the population, that you can say, hey, go eat steak and eggs, and guess what? You come off your medications, you feel better. That is a huge win, guys. That is a huge win. So don't let these people that sit there with their white coats on and oh, I'm a board certified, whatever. What are the results you're getting? And can they get those results for you, more importantly? If they can't, then step out of the way. Let somebody else do the job. And that's what's going to happen, guys. We're going to see it. Mark my word. These people that are on the show bad-mouthing carnivore diets and people that are doing them are going to be eating crow 3 to 5 years. Studies are coming out. They're in process. It was just at the Metabolic Health Summit. A number of physicians are excited to do carnivore research. They are excited about the possibility. They are not in the brainwash cult. They are willing to be scientists and step outside the dogma. So it's coming, guys. All right, enough for today, guys. I'll talk to you soon on the next video. Take care now.